Having the best credit isn't necessarily about having the highest FICO score. Having the best credit is actually based on fundability. Fundability, or the ease of access to funding, is contingent on having a profile built with the right formula. Yes, believe it or not, there is a right formula. Let's go over that now. I'm Lauren Dolgiru, aka The Solutionist. I help people to rebuild and remaster their credit profiles so they can make those big ticket purchases needed to grow. The problem is, there's been a lot of miseducation, and worse, no education, when it comes to credit and finance, and how to build and grow credit, how to maintain it, and then how to leverage it to create streams of income. This void has left millions of Americans at a severe disadvantage in terms of creating credit. Not only that, but it's left them with a severe disadvantage for creating generational wealth. It is my mission and the mission of Total Solution Trust to help bridge this educational gap, to be your educator, your advocate for all things credit, to create that overstanding so you know who you are in commerce. Now, like I mentioned before, having the best credit is not based on having the highest FICO score. Rather, having the best credit is based on fundability, the ease of access to funding. Let's take an example. We've got two people. The first person has an 820 credit score. However, they're experiencing that they're not able to find the funding that they desire. What I mean is their terms, their APRs, their interest rates, their rewards, and such. But we have another person who has a score of 780, yet they're able to have access to the funding that they desire. The terms are looking for, the rewards are looking for, and they're able to gain access to the assets that are serving their higher purpose. This person built their credit profile using that formula, the fundability formula that we apply when we're building a profile. When we're building a credit profile, we apply a very specific formula that aims at achieving fundability, as opposed to those 3-digit numbers that FICO score. Here are the fundamentals: payment history, utilization, derogatory marks, age of credit, total accounts, payment history, and inquiries. Let's talk about the first one, payment history. Payment history has a very high impact on your credit profile, so we want to pay special attention to this one. The key here in payment history is that there really is no shortcut. You need to have 100% marked here in your credit profile under payment history. If you don't, it's understandable, things happen. There's things that we can do to restore those negatives, to bring them back positive, marking on your credit profile once again. Let's talk about the next one, utilization on credit card accounts. So many credit advisors and gurus will advise their clients to keep their credit utilization rates below 30%. But this is foul advice if you're looking to build great credit that's fundable. We advise our clients to keep their utilization rates between 6 and 10%. Yes, 6 and 10%. That's the sweet spot that current creditors and potential creditors are typically comfortable in issuing larger credit limits. So again, you want to keep your utilization between 6 and 10% of the total account limit. Now, one thing to keep in mind here that can kind of bring it into perspective. Overall utilization rates can be indicatory of overuse or misuse of credit. So creditors, potential creditors, use this as an indicator of how likely you are to misuse or overuse credit. Let's talk about the next one, derogatory marks. Derogatory marks have a high impact on your credit, so you will want to place extra focus in this category because it does have significant weight in the overall rating of your credit profile. Derogatory marks can be anything that are rated negatively on your credit profile. They can be things as marking accounts as 30 days late, 45, maybe 60 plus days late, or even charge-off status. So derogatory marks is anything that is going to have a negative overall rating on your credit profile. Now, we do understand that derogatory marks do happen. Mistakes happen. There are ways to have them removed, but it is of special note here to reiterate that derogatory marks do have a high impact on your credit profile. So if you do have derogatory marks on your profile, you will want to put in special focus to have those removed. Again, that will help to bring your credit profile back up into a fundable status. Now, one thing you might not know is that creditors will often work with consumers to remove derogatory marks as a one-time courtesy. So depending on the history, the status of the account, the past payment history of an account, who you speak to, it is possible to remove derogatory marks as a courtesy method right through the creditor, which can be easier than going through a dispute status and through the notice process. Now on to our next one, age of accounts. Our minimum target age for accounts is 6 to 7 years, but preferably 10, 15, 20 years. That's really the sweet spot. Now, I understand that some of you may say, well, I haven't been alive long enough to have accounts that old. We understand. We can assist you with account age so that you can resolve that gap. The age of your credit accounts does have a moderate impact on your overall credit profile. Now, one does not want to show too many new accounts on your credit profile. This will cause creditors to question, why so many new accounts? Why are they trying to take out so much credit at once? Is this typical of their history? Your credit profile might actually get flagged, and you will find that you might not get approved for any lines that you're interested in. The next one takes into account all of the credit lines, not just the revolving credit accounts. The next one is all credit accounts. It's always a good idea to have a good mix of different types of credit on your credit profile. We've found that the weight is placed more on the aggregate total number of accounts, not the number of accounts in each category, but the total number of accounts, and more so that it's spread out evenly and responsibly. Typically, we recommend that you have a minimum of 15 accounts reporting positively to your credit profile. 15 to 22, but a minimum of 15 reporting positively to your credit profile. Remember, we already said that if there's any derogatory marks, that we need to have those removed. Once you remove the derogatory mark, that account will become a positively reporting account. I'm sure you know about this one already. Inquiries. Most people already know that having too many inquiries reporting on your credit profile is bad. That's absolutely accurate. As I mentioned before, opening, attempting to open, or even applying for new credit accounts, many credit accounts in a short time span, can appear suspicious and can even have your credit profile flagged for suspicious activity. So it's important to remember that when it comes to inquiries, we don't want to have any more than 2 inquiries reporting on any bureau. Remember, there's 3 bureaus: TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So no more than 2 inquiries per bureau. Now is also a good time to mention that if you are engaged in any form of credit restoration or credit repair, do not apply for any new credit or ask for increases on any current credit accounts. It will affect the efficacy of the credit repair attempts. So just a warning there. The key here is to not to trigger any more inquiries. The last one we're going to talk about is payment history. payment history has a very high impact on your overall credit profile, so you will want to pay special attention here. Payment history is very simple, making your payments on time every time. Now, creditors do understand that sometimes things do happen, but make sure that you do contact them and communicate with them about the situation. And more times than not, they will remove the derogatory status and mark on your credit profile and who they report to. So payment history is a pretty easy one to earn. Again, mistakes do happen. Just make sure that you are communicating with the creditor, keeping an open line of communication, and they'll be more likely to remove that derogatory mark for you. These 6 areas, when executed perfectly, will yield a fundable, outstanding credit profile. You can leverage your new profile to improve all areas of your life and experience. You can even leverage it to create new streams of income for you and your family, and that creates generational wealth. We must be diligent consumers. We must be watchful and protective over our credit profiles. After all, as Americans, credit is integral to our overall role in commerce every day. So we must be watchful and protective of it, and especially monitoring it every month, keeping an eye out for identity theft, which is highly prevalent in today's society. We must educate and develop ourselves. Total Solution Trust is here at your side. We want to help you every step of the way to overstand credit, how to build it, how to restore it, and how to leverage it to create new streams of income. I hope you uncovered some new information here with me today, and that these last few minutes had great value to you. You're going to want to stay tuned in. We are going to uncover how to restore your credit profile masterfully, and we're going to unveil how to create new streams of income by leveraging your credit profile. So like, subscribe this channel and all of our videos, that way you're sure not to miss out. If you know anybody who can benefit from this information, having great credit or options, make sure you share. If it has to do with restoring credit, I can assist you. Again, I'm Lauren Dolgeru, the solutionist, Total Solution Trust. I help you to rebuild and remaster your credit profile so that you can make those big ticket purchases you need to grow.